So before we get kicked off into the next video, I just want to cover a couple of things with you. One of them is the concept of making your process Twitter centric. So I know probably if you're an internet marketer and you've been looking to integrate Twitter into your marketing strategy, you've probably given it the place up alongside blog marketing and article marketing, and you've got some other site is where you monetize things or you build your list. What I've found is actually that Twitter is a really good place to start the relationship that you have with people, and it's a great place to be the position on the point in your system where you get people onto your list. You start a relationship with them. They can follow you on Twitter for a while, see what you like, and then decide to take the next step into your autoresponder or to buy products from you. What that means is that you now have basically the opportunity or the choice to plug all of these other systems into Twitter and have them feed into your Twitter account. So I've done a little diagram there that illustrates some of those things, but we'll talk more about it later. I just wanted to run that by you. The next concept that I want to talk to you about before we get into the 8 stages is multi-dimensional twittering. Now, I travel a lot and I'm in all different parts of the world on a regular basis, so I tend to live in different countries for a few months at a time. I know that might sound weird, but it just seems to be the way that things work out for me. So, for example, at the end of last year, I was living in Singapore for a few months. I was twittering there, and actually I found a lot of internet marketers in Singapore that were using Twitter, a lot that weren't. I met up with marketers that I'd met on Twitter, offline as well as online, and actually it was a very interesting experience. But what I did notice was, while I was in Singapore, with the time zone that I was in, there were certain times of day that people used Twitter more than others. And I basically became addicted to Twitter at that point. So when I was watching TV in the evening, I'd have my laptop and be tweeting, and lo and behold, someone else would tweet back about the same movie that they were watching and also tweeting about as well. So Twitter's a global system, and people are using it 24 hours a day everywhere across the planet. This is a massive system. There are millions and millions of people on it. So it's a huge thing, which is great for us. It means you can tap into people all over the world from all walks of life. You can do business with people, you can sell, you can buy things. It just makes the world a very small place. But that time zone thing is the bit I want to tap into here, because normally, I say normally, but what I mean is, if I wasn't travelling so much, normally I'd be living in the UK. That's where I'm from. I just don't seem to spend as much time there as I do anywhere else. And in the UK, again, there are certain times of day. Normally, most people have a sort of Monday to Friday 9 to 5 job, and so when they get in the morning, they might look at Twitter, or early in the morning before they go to work, then maybe again at lunchtime, and then again around 5 o'clock before they turn the computer off, and then again a little period in the evening. Those same phenomena seem to be true everywhere. I'm in the States right now. I've been here for 4 months so far this year. Again, 3 months earlier in the year, back to the UK for a month. Now back, been here for 5 weeks, and then back to the UK at the end of this month. And the people that I talk to on Twitter while I'm here tend to be different people to the ones that I talk to when I'm in the UK and when I was in Singapore. So Twitter's not a system that you can expect to send a tweet or a message and have everybody who's following you see it. If you actually take the time to check it out a little bit, you'll probably find that most of the people that are following you aren't in your time zone. So it's quite important to bear that in mind. Also, it puts the onus on you to do a little bit of work to find out when the best time to tweet is. I know that if I keep TweetDeck or some tweeting utility open while I'm working, I can tweet virtually at any time of day and people will respond, just because I've been using it a while and there are quite a few people that I interact with that are on there quite a lot. So I know, for example, if I put a joke out, probably half a dozen people will retweet it within a minute or so. So I know they're listening, and I know they've seen my tweet and they've retweeted it, and a whole bunch more will have actually read it. But what we're interested in is which times of day in your time zone your real life interactions are going to get attention, and also later when we look at scheduling and automating some of these tweets, which are going to be the best times when you're not on the computer for some of your tweets to go out. It's quite important that you track some of these clicks. Most people use some sort of link shortening utility, which is great, and it's almost essential. But it's important that you do it yours in a way that you can track these links and track the clicks, so that you can see which links get what sort of response at what time of day from which people. Because what you want to do is hone your system to the point where you know what type of tweet to send at what time of day for a particular response in a particular niche or niche. So if you're trying to make money, that is very important to you. You want to know that when you send out your message or your promotion, that it gets maximum exposure to the people who will do something about it. So this multi-dimensional tweeting means that you have to bear in mind that when you tweet is important, because there are people all over the world in all different time zones, in all different types of niche, and you have to factor them in. You can't approach Twitter from a me perspective and not factor in what is going to work for other people. That's if you want to have an effective Twitter experience. Okay.